Right, okay, so we have our next run ready to go, and it is FlatOut Ultimate Carnage for the PC. This is Derby Class New Game Plus by Yonco98. I hope I'm pronouncing that properly. And yeah, over to you, Yonko. You're live.
Alright guys, so this is FlatOut. So basically what you imagine is a demolition derby, sort of basically on tracks, so you mix with Forza with Burnout slash Demolition Derby 2. It's kind of what you get with this game. Pretty just going to get into it as fast as I can. Going to give Viper a 5 second countdown, then as soon as I hit FlatOut mode, that's the start of the game. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So we're using the grinder for this game, for this category. It's fastest car in the game. We get to use it because it's New Game Plus. Normally, you really unlock this game through the secret Carnage mode, which is not really secret, it's added in for this game. You complete the first race and get gold. It's incredibly fast in a straight line, but it just doesn't do the corners. It's the opposite of the car that I would have been using for the donation incentive, which is kind of it's really fast on the corners, but if you hit a jump, it crashes out really hard, and when you drive in a straight line, it only does 100, while this car does 160. The main things you might hear me complain about is the debris. Everything in this game is kind of destructive. Tyres are a real pain, and these little picket fences, they really like to throw you around. Luckily there's a reset button for this game, and whenever you reset you kind of like start over again. Not start over, but it respawns you. This is also the reckless category, which is kind of the wreck fest. Is you can crash out and wreck yourself, and that you can use to skip races, but reckless means you just have to drive all the tracks, which is slightly more entertaining because wreck fest just requires you starting a race and crashing as hard as you can. So the most entertaining part of these races will probably be the start, where you start kind of like the cars are everywhere. But apart from that, we tend to pull away. You may find there's moments where it looks like I'm going in a straight line, but I'm not. I'm turning, and this car is just so entirely dreadful that we just end up crashing out. Yeah, it's really painful. Pinegrove 1 is a track we'll see a lot. I believe 4 times. There's three variants of every single track. There's like 6 dirt ones and a few tarmac ones. We'll be seeing a few tarmac ones, but I mainly chose Derby class because there's a lot more off-road. Kind of mixes in with the theme, along with the title, of course. It surprises me that this game's around about, what, 12 years old now, and it still holds up, mainly because it's being run on PC, which means the loading times are a lot faster. For instance, as the second place guy for this game, his driving was pretty good, but because of the loading times, his time was about 20 minutes slower than mine. He did a 1:45, where I did a 1:24, so it's kind of taking your pick. This game is essentially just a remaster of the second game, but I would say slightly better. Some people would say slightly worse. The cars in the second game are slightly better, but as a comparison to the first FlatOut, I've not played that a lot. The first, all the FlatOuts are good apart from the third one, but I just find the fourth one to be the best one. It's the one that I grew up with as well. It's also a nice little theory with this game, where it's kind of like the same theory as Pokemon has, but it's a reverse chronological order. So every new game is actually the first game. This came around because in this game the cars aren't as detailed, there are less drivers. Well, Well, there's more drivers, and the second game is a little bit more derelict, and the first game was like really derelict. There's only like 6 cars compared to how many there are in this game. I was assuming all these events happened after the third game, which was the abomination to all eyes. Well, the newest game is FlatOut. I can't remember what the 4th one, which is technically the 5th one, which I've played a bit and it is not very good. Not as bad as 3, but it just didn't have the same. Didn't have the new cars, and I think I picked it up for cheap. Played it for about 5 hours, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm done with this, because it's just not even as a game in itself. It's not even that entertaining. The tracks don't have a proper layout. The cars aren't that inventive. You don't unlock a lot of cars at the start either, and the progression is really painful. And I think they added extra classes. I think about to 5 classes, and the game just felt really slow as well until you turn on the nitro, and it felt like your FOV went to about 150. And this car gets thrown around a lot. I'll be crashing into rocks, into trees, into posts, and into everything. Practice earlier and crash into that plane as well. Oh, when I meant the 4th one, I kind of meant this one. It doesn't bear the number, but it's the 4th game in the series. It's definitely worth picking up though. I've currently got the Games to Windows Live kind of like patch through, so I don't have to use it. But it turns out it's actually a lot slower to not use it, because when you go through the menus, there's a cutscene where it says what lead time you're on the leaderboard, and it's faster if it loads the leaderboard. And there's an extra mechanic where if you crash into something too hard, you end up flying out the windscreen. Which is actually turned into a mode where you can play like bowling or Royal Flush, which is really entertaining. And you can also crash other people out of their cars, and you actually get extra points for it. This is one of the only 3 tarmac track, well, 4 tarmac tracks we'll go through. It's a real pain, this one. Each track seems to have a slight quirk about it. So this track has a lot of jumps. That's an example of crashing people out of their car. So this one there's a lot of jumps and ramps, and there's these things which, if you hit, completely throw off the roof of your car. Ooh. Oh, hit it, brilliant. Cheers for the good luck, VX. I probably need it. There's a chance I could PB, but I forgot to start my own timer, so it probably isn't. But it doesn't matter too much. I've been missing this corner up all day, and I messed it up again. It's such a tight turn, and this car does not like turning. This game sort of relies a bit on wall riding, especially around corners like this. They try to counteract that by putting tyres on the outside of the barriers, but if you clear them in like lap 1, you can then go back and do it on the second lap. It's going to be rare that we see the AI. I might end up lapping people at some point, but it only happens on some tracks, because the AI ranges from either very good and very brain dead. Frank Malkoff is an example of that. You'll see him a lot at the end, and Ray Carter. Frank Malkoff drives a really strong, one of the strongest cars in the Derby class, but he will end up like being absolutely destroyed at some point, like at least 3 of the races. Yeah, speak of the devil, here he is. So I've decided to go in that person's garage. Yeah, he's decided to crash into a tree, and he's just going to accelerate into it rather than the game. Because the game did reset him. Because the game reset of this game could be a bit hit and miss, so you're better off just doing it yourself. Oh, and yeah, there's an example of the pretty good physics, but when they go wrong, they really go wrong. This track's normally a run killer, so it was good to get through that. Oh, and my face appears for every single one. It's always nice. This car, weirdly enough, actually struggles with all the dirt tracks, which is weird because it's in the derby class, and they're meant to be really good at the dirt tracks. Within the class system, there's 3 in this game. The street class, the race class is the second class, which makes no sense. And that has slightly more like modern cars, and it's like, yeah, they're good, but when they're good for like racetracks, and when it comes to the dirt, they're a little bit better. But the last class, they decided to put dirt tracks in, and the cars are terrible on the dirt tracks. This is one of those games where, if you're a casual player, you enjoy it a lot more than if you're a speedrunner. Like King said, when you don't know much about the game, you just end up crashing around with the physics, and it's quite entertaining. But when you're trying to go as fast as you can, those quirky physics and that actual part of the game, you don't really want to get involved in it. So the fun kind of gets sapped out of it a bit. It ends up becoming a little bit monotonous. So it's fun to like crash a bit at the start, just to, like, get me entertainment and get up your nitrous as well. Luckily, because this car is fully upgraded, blocking over things gives you more nitrous than what it would normally. But at the start, this game is quite painful. Like, the 3 cars you get at the start, only one of them is good overall. The one of them is really, really slow, but it's quite bulky, so you can smash things about. And then the Chili, which is what the donation incentive car was. It's light, it's fast, it has weirdly good strength, but it weighs absolutely nothing. So every time you go over a jump, you get thrown everywhere. The FlatOut, the Carnage mode in this game is probably the best of it, because you've got like Bomb Runner, which is like you have to drive as fast as you can within the time limit. The Carnage races are really good, so you get points determined on how much you smash other cars up, and you go through the checkpoints. And I think they might have messed around with the physics a little bit on that, because it seems that whenever you crash on it, you get so much more points. The standard demolition derbies are pretty good. Unfortunately, we won't see any of those in this. The Carnage mode ones are, I would say, are better, because you get like power-ups, like shields and extra points and armor. Yeah, they're really good. It's also kind of cool that you can unlock extra cars and extra tracks. Like, one thing I don't like about this game, might be because I'm not very good at them, is the like the bowling stuff. It's fun, but I'm just so bad at it. Like, that's why I don't ever run the Carnage mode, because I'm just, every time I do it, I either too low or too fast. You end up going too quickly at the start, and you end up smashing to the bottom. I think the hardest one happens to be the skipping stone one. I've done that one for 5 hours, and I still have no idea how you do it. It's more entertaining, sort of like the ragdoll. They did a really good job with the ragdoll. Like, the nudge, it makes a really entertaining noise. It's like, woo! And you end up like flying a bit further, and he like gets his arm stuck in the side of the mesh. The high jump is one of those ones where like it seems like no matter what you do, you just don't get high enough. Like suddenly you just do something randomly and it will work. You got to do it again, and you just get the worst score ever. Well, this is interesting. I was going to let this play out for as far as I go. Yeah, once you get flipping in this game, it's hard to stop flipping. You just go and go and go and go. I've not spent a lot of time playing Trackmania. I bought all of the games recently, and I only played a couple. They seem pretty fun. Just haven't really got into them. I think. Oh, the stuff in this track throws you everywhere. It is possible to fall off of that cliff. I've did it in my in a run once. Just caught the wall too quickly and just flew off the edge. Yeah, this is definitely a game that you can just pick up for about 2 hours, have a lot of fun with it, and then not worry about progression. You could like play the like there's some really good extra events. So they consist of like the figure of 8 track. There's a second figure of 8 track, and they're all really good. That's pretty cool. Wait, by VR, I'm assuming you don't mean virtual reality? Because I'm assuming that means something else. Well, there goes the exhaust. In the demo derby, there's an armor bar, but they somehow removed. For some reason, they removed it in this. The way to determine whether you're getting low on health is not by how much of the body kit you've lost, by if one of the wheels start wobbling. That means you're down to, I think, around about 35%. I've never wrecked in a run, but I have got down to. You can start. It gets to a point where you'll have 3 wheels. Oh, you do move. Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, why would you place that? Oh, they really put those rocks in such inopportune places. I think I've only tried VR a couple times. I would never go out and buy it just because it's pretty one of those things I play for like 10 minutes, then I put it down, and then I'm like, well, that was a waste of my £400. So if I got it, I'd probably get it through like the PS4 version, because I'm guessing it's gonna be it's cheaper than like the Oculus Rift equivalents. Also, I don't have many games that you can play in VR. Maybe like The Forest or Dirt Rally, but with a controller, I'm assuming you don't get the same immersion. The other example of this destroying the tyres because they do literally nothing if you're going fast enough. My legs have gone numb, so I might crash at this point, getting off the chair. That's a really stupid thing. That's Windows and antivirus level version of. You can put it on this one PC, but if you change PC or you change the hard drive because the hard drive dies, what looks like you're gonna have to download a new version of the game or buy a new version. They should have like if you lost it, if you put a new PC, it's like half the price, and then it gets lower and lower and lower as it goes. But it's still a really stupid system. Well, they're saying that PlayStation stuff probably isn't cheap because they know it's only for the PlayStation. So I guess all their stuff's gonna be either more expensive or they sell it for about 6 months. So you can't find it. You have to pay like double the price for it on eBay. The car actually cooperated with me for that corner, and I've immediately crashed. And we're also 36 seconds into the race, and someone's already wrecked. That's because the section under the bridge is a hot spot for just people get wrecked so easily. Oh, come on, turn! Why won't you turn? Oh, this car just... The second fastest car is the Bone Shaker, and that actually turns, but it's 10 miles an hour down on the straight line, so the grinder is just faster. Oh, does that mean that you can just use your PC for running the PlayStation VR? Because that'd pretty quite useful thing to have. Because you've got a lot more variety on the PC, especially with Half-Life Alyx coming out. Which I'm slightly annoyed that it came out as a VR game, but I'm assuming it's going to be one of the games that it's going to be better with VR. And it looks like one of the first games to be developed to use VR, rather than the game that was a regular game that they've added VR to, like the forest or all the dirt stuff. So I have just noticed I've done these cups out of order. It doesn't actually matter, just need to make sure I remember to go back to the one that I missed. That's lovely, and yep, sick. Let's get out of the way. Thank you. I mean, the extra work's probably worth it, I would say. Actually, it depends how much money you save. If you already have a PlayStation 1, you might as well, the work might be worth it, but if you don't plan on using it a lot, it probably isn't worth it. Casually blowing up half of that petrol station. Also, I'm assuming that it doesn't look quite as good. But I don't know. It's something I'm interested in, but not something I'm worth investing in. Just because I know I wouldn't play enough. Like I buy new games, like I play them for like a couple hours, then I sometimes come back to them, but most of the time I don't. There's a lot of games I have like that. I go back to like cycling through the like 4 different games, and then sometimes I'll add a new one. Like this is one I had a new one recently. Even though I have nearly 100 hours on Steam, just on PC alone. I can't remember why I decided to run this now. It was a couple months ago that I was like, you know, I'm going to start running this because I know it a lot. There's not a lot of particularly difficult tricks. It's just like your bog standard, you drive as fast as you can type of deal. I think I ever even bought the 6th or 7th generation of consoles the PS5 falls into. PS4 is Gen 7th gen? I don't remember now. I left console gaming a little while ago. Not as in left it, as in I don't do it anymore because I run Burnout 3 sometimes and I have to have my 360 for that. But sort of like just buy new stuff on there. That's point actually, I'll wear glasses. When I did VR last time I was a little bit blind because I have to wear glasses. You can't wear your headset with the glasses. So it's kind of like, yeah, this is fun, but it's not quite as crisp. But it's kind of giving me a migraine for not wearing my glasses. So yeah, my last console was a 360. I still have my original 360 through 2008. It only tuned on my discs, which was Forza Horizon, which I was quite annoyed about, but I got a new version of it recently, so not too bad. It was my fault. I got annoyed, I hit the desk, the whole desk vibrated, the console fell over and made the most horrible churning noise of my life. I took the disc out and the console was fine, and there was those horrible rings around the disc. That's pretty good because I think the PS5 one would probably be better for me then because I used it. I don't know what version of Oculus it was, but yeah, it was like zero space. Also, it used those silly little headset ones. It's like the little ear cups that you would find on like Xbox 360 Live. The mic from like the little headset mic from like 2009, and the sound quality was not as good. Never had the red ring of death though, and I've used my console so much. Only reason I change it is because it makes every time you run a disc, it makes that horrible and the fan starts spinning up. So it's like you can hear it from downstairs vibrating my desk. I actually never had a PS2. I went PS1, Xbox, and then Xbox 360. Then I had a Wii, then a Wii U, and that was the last gen console I ever bought. I just remember like being 9 years old, sitting on the living room floor, just in front of the TV, playing this. Like it's one of those. It's like sometimes you have nostalgia for a game, you go back, you play it, and you're like, well, that game's actually terrible. I have a few games about that. Mainly the PS1 Italian Job, which is a good game, kind of. The cutscenes are very funny because the quality of the models is terrible. So the walking animations are funny, but the difficulty is horrendous, especially if you play it with input lag as well on emulator. It's almost impossible. Oh, these posts. If I was going to get a VR head, the Oculus Quest was another one I looked at because I don't actually have a lot of space in my room. So not having to set up the area might be good because I can't use my Wii because I haven't got enough room. Like, well, I did use my Wii for that small moment in time recently. Watch out for this rock on the inside, which I'm gonna hit, and then gonna hit this one, and then hit that tree, and then yep, sick. Yeah, they like to put rocks in the worst places. Yeah, I think my friend got a Quest. I haven't used it yet, but he seems to think it was a worthwhile purchase. Actually, two of my friends have got VR. One of them's got a regular one of them's got the Quest. The guy who's got the Quest uses it for console, and I think the Quest you need to have the special adapter to use it for PC, but I don't know how much that adapter would be. The first time I used VR, I was at work, and I put my hands out, and I legitimately said, I can't see my hands. Like, I was going to be able to see my hands. Because there's no way I was going to be able to see my hands. I don't remember which cup I didn't do now. It's confusing me. I swear I did this one. I've confused myself. I'll definitely be missing one. So I did Bay Area. Oh, don't pick. Oh, Jack Benton nearly did me. Oh, he's done me anyway. Get out of my way. Yeah, I don't know why they gave these characters names. You can't unlock the liveries of their distinct cars, which is annoying. They could have had like a little face-off system, but that's pretty quite required effort. I believe there's a mod to do it, but I didn't. I was thinking about doing it, but I thought, wouldn't really add anything. How did that crash me out? Come on. Go, go, go. Yeah, well, I would assume that having it sort of wireless would have quite a lot of input lag, which is probably quite frustrating depending on the game. Like, I suppose like Beat Saber, that'd be really annoying. Why do I keep wrecking myself there? Cutting in too early. Well, that was certainly interesting. Oh, I've got a wobbly wheel. Whichever wheel wobbles is the one that will fall off. And for this car, if it's the one at the back, that's going to be a real pain. But because it's the last lap, shouldn't be a problem. I'm hoping. Really enjoy the damage model for this game. Like the fact the actual chassis of the car gets bent up and sort of smashed to pieces. They did a really good job of this. Oh, I'm not doing a really good job of driving here. I believe this car is based on the 1979 Pontiac Trans Am, the one with the emblem on the front. I'm not sure what year it is. I think it's 79. Don't remember. Can I get for the menus, please? Lovely. Let's get a for good measure, just smash Sophia Martinez out of the way. The worst thing if you wreck is that you have to restart the race because of the category. If you do that on the last lap, that's really painful, especially because one cup in particular has 4 lap races, and those are long tracks as well. Yeah, I think it's the Trans Am with the manufactured colours black and gold, the trim. Yeah, I think it's that one. There goes the hood. Or the bonnet, if you prefer. Some of the license plate you might have noticed says Kauai. Not sure why, because it's an American car. So, some of them have got... Most of them have got things written on them, some of them don't. This one I really don't understand, though. Especially because the character who drives it is like a... wouldn't say redneck, but she's definitely a... Well, I'd say a cowgirl, I suppose, because she wears boots and I don't know. I understand why it says it on the back. Also, the most lethal jump in the game. Never take that jump. Unfortunately, we don't get to see the AI take that jump, but they go flying up. They smash into the rafters and then they come flying back down again. You don't save any time doing it, because when you're in the air, you lose all your speed. So. This was ahead of the beam actually, because it was 2008. I don't know when that started coming out, as a mean to be fair, so... In fact, it was ahead of its time. See, there's Frank right at the back. Goodbye. I feel a bit bad now. Just send him flying off the bridge. Unfortunately, there's no sort of free roam in this game. No, a couple of tracks will let you do free roam, but this one wasn't one of them. Yeah, the radiator fan does spin around, and the driver's hands move, but the steering wheel doesn't. Yeah, there's a lot of cool colour things in this game, where like you can just see the fairly detailed model of the engine. So we see the radiator fan spinning around. It's one of those small touches. Oh, bit of Tony Hawk's going on there. Don't know how that worked, but I'll take it. The way I describe this car, it's definitely a point and squirt car. So basically, you just line the car up and just accelerate as fast as you can. When you get to the corner, you kind of just brake really, really hard. Hit this sign, which for some reason has a huge collision box. It says you ran the wrong way. You can see the fan spinning around. shame that the front bit doesn't fall off so you can see it properly. It's a range of different camera angles in this game. Bumper cam, bonnet cam, right side of the driver bonnet cam, which might be quite useful to some people. Chase cam and far chase. So it's weird that this game would have the one way on the right hand side of the bonnet. You'd expect that from a Forza or a Gran Turismo, but not from an arcade demolition derby racer. Ooh, in with the taxis. More cars. Oh, how? How did that happen though? Did the car wrecking itself? You can bring up the scoreboard by pressing the left D-pad, as I, for some reason, roll over twice. Sick. Yeah. So they're grayed out. They've crashed. This is particularly useful if you're in a championship and you're tight on points, and you want to make sure that the person, because past 5th place, you don't get any points. So you're going to be really wanting to keep track of that. Li Bing is probably the one to look out for, because she wishes to drive the fastest car. It's really hard to catch her. Yeah, I can see. Yeah, it does have a sort of burnout Paradise feel, where it's kind of I would say the handling was very unrealistic, but you could tell it's an arcade, but you wouldn't say the handling was bad. Like, Burnout seemed to have that weird mix between arcade and kind of simi-racing. The difference with this is it's on set tracks, which I personally prefer, because like Burnout Paradise didn't have quick travel, but which is only annoying when you do the mountain races. But I suppose I think these games both came out at the same time, actually, if I remember right, both 2008. Come on, here we go. Right, I'm remembering back. Definitely did what can I was, and I definitely didn't do. Yeah, this is one I missed. That first corner down there by where the first corner, the one where you come down the straight and you smash into the side of the lorry to keep the sort of corner speed up. If you drive the Blaster XL, you can get smashed into the side of that, so you can get pinned, so you can't move, and it like really crushes your car down. Oh, turn, please turn. This car's handling is atrocious. See if I can get a good run up into this corner. Nice. You really want to bounce off the tyres. If you get caught on the logs, there's like a small amount of visible walls, but you can use a little bits of clip. They didn't do the clip brushing very well in this game. You can get caught on a lot of walls. They're not as flat as what you would think they are. It's because then you're flying out in different directions. Oh, as if I hit that. Going from not turning enough to turning too much. Just can't get a break. soundtrack to this game is really good. I think it's probably that what I would refer as to like the last good generation of rock music, kind of. But it also depends on what you prefer. The second game had arguably better music, sort of sharing some of Burnout 3's music with Yellow Card's Breathing and a bit of War from Others. That one song that gets used in all the TikToks now, I can't remember what it's called now. The reason why I'm not doing any percent for this game is because it takes around about 8 hours. So the reason why the 80% is longer because it has these things called the finals. If you complete every single Derby Cup, you end up in the Derby finals, and the same with the street and the race. Once you complete all those, you enter into the final. There's 4 sets of cups, and that's the reason why. Because the optimal route for this game would be get the cheapest car in the game, do the first 2 sort of events, which allows you enough money to unlock like one for the next category, and to do the same thing again. It wasn't Joker and the Thief, because that was, I remember like that from Need for Speed Carbon. The name might come to me. Wow, my mind has gone completely blank. But it's definitely one of the popular Wolf and Other songs. But this game does suffer from not having enough soundtrack, which is common with a lot of racing games I've played, like Underground 1 and Underground 2. Like in Underground 2, where you've heard Spider Bait's Black Betty about 1,500 times within like the first hour of the game. Yeah, this song game only has about 20 tracks for about, I'd say, roughly 25 hours of gameplay. So you're going to hear a lot of the same tracks over and over and over again. Yeah, I suppose you could definitely add the tracks in yourself. But I suppose if you're on console, you can't do the same. I remember as a child, like you would have those songs drummed into your brain, and you'd know exactly what songs were which. Sort of like you'd hear a bit of it, and I know exactly what they are. Yeah, it's just a bit more effort. I think they should have just thought a bit more into like. I think the game producers should do this like as a thing. That's like see how long your game takes, and then just get enough sort of songs to last out. Because otherwise you're just gonna be stuck with like, yes, I love listening to Ditch Kitty 50 times. Got any more songs, you know? And like the randomizer, there seems like I have had it in this game with 2 songs in a row, which is pretty annoying. But it doesn't do the same thing that Underground does, where it has like different music for different menus. I mean, it does a bit, but there's only like 3 different songs, so you know when you're in the menu because you hear those one songs. I believe it's They Don't Care and like 2 others. It's a bit of a pet peeve, but it probably doesn't matter in the long run. But it's just something that they should have really looked out for. So a lot of these cars sound the same, which I guess doesn't actually matter because it's a arcade racer, but there should be some variety. It's like the same V8 noise, but slightly lower pitch or slightly higher pitch. Yeah, I use YouTube Premium for my music, and that's terrible on the PC. Only on the the browser version. The randomizer's terrible. Like you shuffle it, and you just get like one song. You have one song, and you get 3 songs, and you get the same song again. And it's like, well, I just heard this one. I don't want to hear it again. It's like it picks 3 songs and just cycles through them constantly. It's like if you got, I have 200 songs in this playlist, and I'm only hearing 5 over and over again. That's 3. Last 3, yeah. Don't really understand the names of these of the cups because they don't have any correlation to the tracks. Like Bay Area, there are a few Bay Area related tracks. Didn't use any of them for this. There's also a few tracks they missed out. Like they could have easily removed water canals and had so in the race in the street you end up with these. It's like an airfield track. It's with dirt. It's a really fun track. And they just left it out. I don't know why. Why would you have the water canals? Make sense, sort of, but we'll get to this like derelict city track, and that doesn't really fit in with the Derby theme at all. Like, it should be all dirt tracks. But I think overall, it's a really good game to pick up. You probably find it cheap, even on the Xbox side. The only bad thing about it on the Xbox is because of the long loading times, but it's not long. It's like 15 seconds compared to like 3 seconds. I don't know if it's on the Market Store, but I definitely think it's on Steam, or if it's not, it'd be on like G2A. It's not as rare as a Driver San Francisco or a Dirt 2, but like it's like impossible to find those games for PC now. I'm glad I got Driver San Francisco when I did, but I'm annoyed I didn't get Dirt 2. Because getting a CD version is like 15 quid on Amazon, which is a lot for a game that's about the same age as this now, actually. But if you were to play this, oh, is it still on Steam? Yeah. I think I picked this up in the sale for like £3. I don't think it's a lot on its own. Because the people who made FlatOut, the latest FlatOut, it wasn't Bugbear. I forget who they gave the licenses to, because Bugbear were working on Wreckfest, which I have, and I haven't paid a lot of it actually, because they put it up to such an unbelievably outrageous price. I got it on sale, but when it was like £40, it's like, this is a bit much. Like, it's an indie game and you're charging a full AAA price for it. And the game, at that point, the game wasn't even fleshed out properly. I don't think it still even is fleshed out properly. I think I might have bought the FlatOut pack, actually. I think it was like a tenner for all the games, including the lovely third one, which is horrendous. Like, you think people are joking when they say the third one's bad. No, it is very, very bad. I don't even know what they were trying to go for. Like, the physics are terrible. 17. I would say 17 is a bit unreasonable. Actually, saying that, it's not. Well, I would say it's £17 worth of game, but I don't know if a lot of people agree. They go, well, it's 12 years old. Why would I pay £17 for a game that's 12 years old? It's like, yeah, you've got a point, but you get 25 hours worth of oh wow, it's actually that's quite convenient actually. If it's like the 80% off, couldn't have timed that much better actually. Yeah, you'll probably end up playing it and go, oh, I need that game for Windows Live. If you look at the Bulletstorm X Live workaround, it works for every single game. You just drop the 2 DLLs into the folder, and you can play it offline. Or if you really want to play online, just create a local account, which doesn't require you to make a Microsoft account, because Game for Windows Live is terrible. Everything about it is terrible. Like, using it is bad, creating an account on it is bad. It's all crap. Yeah, there's a few games that I've played that suffers from using that. Fuel, Dirt 2 has it. Did, yeah, I think that's it. Oh, and Dirt 3 as well. But luckily they came up with that better PC version where it gives you all the DLC as well. It's kind of isn't shut. If it kind of isn't. There is a new version somehow. Don't ask me how, but there is for the Windows 10. So they're guessing they're still updating the launcher, but I don't think you can buy anything through the marketplace anymore. Yeah, I suppose at the time it was probably a very useful if you want to play online, and for developers, if they didn't want to make a proper online, they just like, oh, we'll just use Games for Windows Live, which makes sense, but from a user's perspective, it's terrible. It's like, there's no mouse in the home menu, so you have to like scroll down, and to create a local account, you put it there, like, I can't click it, you've got to press like tab. Oh, was it really 5 years ago? I suppose they did shut it down. I never got into PC gaming until about 5 years ago, back in 2012. I think it was when I got my laptop. I decided I wanted to do PC gaming instead. Mind you, the Windows Store can be the Microsoft Store can be just as temperamental. Especially when downloading games, if you're like not on the screen, it errors out. So you have to constantly be tabbed into the Microsoft Store. And especially when I download like Forza 7, which is like 100 gigabytes, it takes like 8 hours, and you've got to constantly be tabbed into the store. I don't know how they just manage to mess up every kind of like online purchasing thing they do. It's like they try so many things and they're all terrible. Ooh, 6 years ago, that's a long time ago. I kind of remember years in terms of, whenever I started playing, CS, which is obviously a lot different to what I'm playing now, so... Yeah, I started playing that in like... I think my first Steam account was in June of 2014. Yeah, luckily I never had a PlayStation, any Sony accounts for them to be like, yeah, sorry, you want all these people's data? Yeah, sure, why not? I'm having a recent problem with my Ubisoft account where people are somehow successfully guessing my password like 3 times a day, and I'm like, well, they're like, is this you? And I'm like, no, and they're like, well, the best we could do is to tell you to reset your password. Here's a password reset link. Oh dear, it's expired. So you're like, you just left there like, well, what can I do then? If you don't let me reset my password. I think Origin's really bad for hackers as well. I have a really long, complicated password that I don't even remember for Origin, because of how much people can get into it. Someone once tried to buy Battlefield 5 for 3,000 rupees through my card, even though my card details weren't on there. And like, I kept getting this weird Russian friend adding me, but it turns out that was a person who was accessing my account. They friended themselves. I was like, what is going on? I only tend to keep my credit card information on things that have 2-step authenticator. I'd rather just put my own thing in. I'd rather take the time to redo putting it in. It's a pain, but I'd rather that than they take all my money. a lot of Uplay games you can get on Steam, but then you have to link to Uplay once you buy them on Steam. So it makes me think, well, why don't you just sell them directly on Uplay? Like Rainbow Six, Driver, San Francisco, and The Crew 2 and The Crew 1, and Watch Dogs, which are all, of that list, 2 of them are good. The Crew was pretty terrible for what it was.
I heard mention of Driver.
San Francisco. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Very good game.
Great game. Very good. I know a lot of people crap on it, but I liked it.
I see why. For me, it's like it's like Banjo-Kazooie nuts and bolts for me. I see why people don't like it, but if you actually play the game, it's really good. Like they might go, "Oh, the system where you just teleport into cars is stupid," but they implemented it well, and it works really well with the story. So I don't see why people complain so much.
I mean, there's been games like that where I've gone like, I don't see hype. Played it. Hey, that's pretty good.
I mean,
Driver is one of them games, I think.
Yeah, I'm guilty of this too, where someone goes to me, "That game's bad," and I go, "Is it? I think that game's bad." And then I play it and go, "Actually, that game's not bad. Why you why'd you hate this game?" It's normally for like petty reasons.
Well, in terms of games, funnily enough, games that not a lot of people have got through. They had, what was it? Driver, the first one. A lot of people didn't get past the interview thing at the start of the game, so nobody actually played the missions in the game and enjoy the game for what it was. But then again, it did have one of the toughest tutorial stages ever.
Oh yeah.
Took me about 5 years to get past it.
I luckily never played. I say luckily, I never had to endure that as a kid. What I did have to endure was the last 3 levels of the Simpsons Hit and Run. Yeah, I remember not fond memories of those. Alien Autopsy.
Funnily enough, speaking of Simpsons Hit and Run, the one thing I definitely remember about that game, and it's the earliest memory I've got, which is, oh god, it's basically when it came out, it was ranked as 7+, and I was only 6. And my mum was like, "Are you sure I should be getting you the game?" And I was like, "Yes." It looks like Simpsons mixed with Grand Theft Auto, which essentially that's what it was.
Yeah.
But Mum's like, "You sure I should get you this?" And I'll be. It's like, "Which way you driving, you dumbass?" And Mum's like, "Shouldn't be playing this game. You're only 6."
Yeah. So some of the stuff they do say in it is like, well, what? It's like when Bart goes, "Ow, my ovaries." It's like, is that 7+? It's like, also that's also definitely the wrong gender.
The best, it's like, "Oh, my skull, my beautiful skull."
Some of the stuff that Apu says as well is a bit non-PC as well.
Well,
they cut.
It's funny because there's an let's say edited version, but whenever I play it, there's a line that's said by Apu, and apparently it gets in the later version of the game.
It's cut.
He doesn't say it.
Yeah.
It's banned. But in every version I've played, he says it.
I think it's for the US versions they removed it, because I've got the European version and I still hear it.
Yeah.
But they left in another line which refers to something else as well. It's like, you can't remove one thing and leave something else in as well. It's like
all them things. I did find it funny though whenever Homer used to say, what was it now? Oh yeah, 2, 4, 6, hey, you suck, I trade, da 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 da, you are the one I hate.
Or the SMRT thing.
I am so smart, I am so smart, SMRT, I mean SMART.
Marge's zombie arms as well. Oh.
Road, rage, building.
I love all the voices that Marge does. She cracks me right up.
I just had that painted.
Oh, polygons. The fourth wall references. It's like, running is so PC.
I really should get out and stretch my gams.
Running is really good for my cottage cheese thighs.
Yeah, yeah.
Although Marge did have the most annoying levels, along with the poo.
And then Lisa, am I old enough to drink coffee yet? It's like, Lisa, you're about 9 or 10 years old. Of course you are.
I forget how old she is now, because she's a lot younger than what you would think. I think she's like... Because Bart's
like
10. I think
10.
Lisa's
Yeah, Lisa's
8.
older, I think, but only slightly.
I thought she was younger. I thought she was like 8.
I thought she was
Yeah.
like 11 or 12. This is weird when you start getting to age with characters.
Yeah, mind you, I've watched The Simpsons like... As a person from the UK, you know, like... Either you're watching the news or you're watching The Simpsons.
Yeah, yeah, Sky One. The only TV channel now where it's Sky News or The Simpsons.
Well, I used to have it as it used to be like when it was on Channel 4, and you used to like I used to be like led in bed, and then they'd be like, "Oh no, I haven't got the remote on me, and Hollyoaks is about to start. Oh no, wait,
Yeah, and I'm like, no, can we go back to The Simpsons, please?
I've got to get up."
Oh, there you go. So King Yomoko said Bart's 10, Lisa's. But who had the best levels in him?
I think.
Ooh, I don't know. I think Apu's had the worst.
Oh, he definitely
I
had the
hated
worst.
Apu's one.
The armored
I
truck.
liked the Halloween one. The Halloween missions were tough, but fun.
The music was good. I always rank it by what had the best music.
Ooh, I don't know, because see, I would say Bart's level, the second, but then again, the third one comes to mind straight away. The third one with the
Yeah, I would rather that with Legitimate Business and Sellouts and Monkey See Monkey Do. Which I
Monkey
think,
See Monkey Do is legendary music.
yeah, and I love Legitimate Business as well. When you like accidentally go to the mob area, you think, oh no, the music's gonna get really bad. This like slow Italian music. It's like, ooh, I quite enjoy this.
Well, the other one, there was one piece of music that it was only in Bart's and Apu's level, and it's called "Wrong Side of the Tracks."
Is that
It's
Legitimate
that
Business?
you get when you go near, where you go near
the car wash?
Yeah.
Where you get the rap mode. That's called Legitimate Business in the soundtrack version.
Ah, right. I'm gonna say I've got "Wrong Side of the Tracks." It's like do.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That was my favourite. Oh god, you really took him out then. What the hell? Just at the finish, whack. Bye bye.
Yeah, mind you, level 6 for Bart's had 2 unique songs and they were both amazing, which is Kango Coda Strike Back and Milking the Pigs.
Oh yeah. What's this one? Oh yeah. Down, 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 down.
Oh no, it's that black car again.
Ooh, it has the sub-feature of a level bar. I can't remember what it was. Well, it says
Has the difficulty of a level boss, but
Oh, the power plant! I'm bored of this level.
oh, the thing is that it's like they knew that at that point the guys, everyone playing is like, are we really back here again? Have you really brought me back to this power plant? I know you spent a lot of time putting the alien ship into the power plant, but just let me go round. You put the music in for the Stonecutters tunnel. Just put me back through there.
Oh man, the best thing as well was like, it was what was it? They had the mission where you had to climb up the wreckage.
Oh, I messed that up
to
so
get
much.
To get to Mr. Burns' office. Oh, that's funny.
It's like, yo, we got this sloped surface. Let's make it incredibly slippery, so whenever you touch it, you're flying back down to the start, and you hate your life.
Yeah, you're like, ah, why?
And it wasn't even like you could just restart, because if you restart, you had to go back to the start. So you were forced to climb up the wreckage. And if you're like 7, you look, and the camera does not help you in whatsoever. I think that it has to be the worst free roam camera I think I've ever used. Especially when getting like the level 1 the carbon rod, we had to go across the fans. Oh, like, ugh.
I still remember some of this is how bad it is for me that a lot of the dialogue from, as in like the first mission, well I'll say the first mission, the introductory mission, is you go, Marge says, "Homie, somebody ate every pie in the house. I need you to run to the store and get some of that ice cream with the miniature pies in it. He goes, it was probably one of our kids, probably Millhouse.
Yeah, the dialogue is. They sound like it's one of the best licensed games I've ever played. It's
They actually recorded as well. I don't probably know it, but if you don't, they actually recorded the full season stuff for the game.
Yeah.
What went into a season of The Simpsons went into a game. I thought it shows. It really shows.
Yeah, they did a really good job of it.
It's a shame we'll never get a sequel. If they remastered it, I mean, it'd be a bit late now, but still be welcome, I'm sure.
I know the Donut Team guys are working on their bit. I think they're close to getting Donut 4 out.
Yeah, they've got, I think, 3 levels done. I think they're doing the 4th at the moment.
There's been leaked gameplay trailer for the 4th level.
I need to go back and play Donut. It's been a while since I've played it.
It's really good, but they put too many Wasp cameras in the game, and it's a lot of like.
Every 2 seconds is one.
Yeah, and you're like,
oh, another one.
And sometimes you're like, where is this? And it'd be like the most obscure place. It's like, yeah, I know you want to add more content into the game, but this isn't how you do it.
I mean, exploring the map and stuff like that, I guess it's one way of getting you to explore bits of the map you hadn't before.
But most of the people who are going to play it have
like miles
explored.
out of the way.
Yeah. Most people who have played the game are coming back for like nostalgia reasons, so they've played the game. They know exactly what's coming. They know what bits are where. So.
Also, that finish at the end of the race, then.
Yeah, he gets
just
a bit.
land on a guy and get him to spin you across the line. Well.
Yeah, this game's really fun for this physics. Like, it's an all-round fun game. I don't think you could play it for more than like 2 hours. Well, I probably could, but if you're a casual, you probably couldn't. Like, I say, if you're casually playing through it, just because it gets you a bit too monotonous. But it's definitely one of those ones you pick up and it's really fun to play.
It looks fun. I've got FlatOut. Funnily enough, I picked up the FlatOut 15 quid. I think it was, or £20 off Steam.
Yeah,
they were doing like a massive sale thing. You know when last year?
Yeah.
They had the entire FlatOut collection for like £20.
I think that's what I bought.
1, 2, 3, 4, Ultimate Carnage, everything. I'm like, wow. But I already had FlatOut 1, so for me that was. I'm basically paying for like 5 games instead of like 6. But it's no biggie.
I tend to buy a lot of my games in pack format.
Just trying to think now, what was the other thing as well? Yeah, I don't know, there was. I think the one that everybody remembered when is in the first level of The Simpsons, where they have what's he called? Mayor Quimby. That's it.
Oh, the sexy footage.
He's going. Yeah.
The video cameras are an outrage.
Where is the sexy footage?
I've
unexplained news, strange black vans are appearing all over town.
Marge, those black vans are spying on us. Ooh,
oh,
homie, you're so sexy when you're paranoid. That whole cutscene is amazing.
I love it though. He gets to the end of that level and he's like, "Seymour Montgomery Burns, I'm accusing you of spying on people, sir." It's like, "Fine, I admit it. I did." I forget what he says. But it's like, "Fine, I did it." He goes, "No, you've been spying on the town with your black van console." He goes, "Black vans? Aren't they some sort of pizza console? What? They're only pizza vans. I'm a spy-class idiot. Smithers, release the hound. And if this imbecile is a member of the plant, fire him at once." And something like that. It's like, woohoo! When you get to end, mission complete.
And the end of was it Blind Big Brother, where he's like, "Now I can go back to having a nap." The alarm bell goes for the end of work.
Yeah. Mindless drones, return to your ugly family. Don't. I love it. Oh dear. Finally, I can get some sleep. Mindless drones, return to your ugly family. Don't.
And Mars is like, he's gonna grab the kids' minds with their blops and bleeps.
There was another one as well. What's the other cutscene? It's an unskilled.
Oh, crop circles.
Crop circles, that's it. Like, maybe these will jog your memory. Whoa! For the last freaking time, tell me about the crop circles. There I was surrounded by Tojo and his Nazi henchmen, when one of them, a raccoon to be exact, hits me with a banjo. Now I never reasoned with a raccoon, let alone a Nazi one, so Grandpa, what does this have to do with the crop circles? Another thing, where was I? Right, crop circle!
Okay.
It was so long ago that I'll have to describe it in sepia tone. Oh god. Well, the thing I remember about it was a cosmic sort of thing. Kinda shaped like a planet with an old-fashioned radar antenna coming off it. Planet with an antenna? That sounds awfully familiar. I think it was at the Quickie Mart. That's it! It was on a bottle of pop! Maybe that'll jog Bart's memory.
What I get is that whole game is supposed to happen in about a week. Everything's supposed to be about a day, but it's like... So, everything... So, Homer's is in the morning, then Bart's is like mid-morning, then Lisa's is in the evening because you got the sunset, then it's Marge at night, then it's Apu at night, then it's Bart in the day? It's like...
Evening, I think.
Is it evening? It must be. It's like the time, it doesn't quite work out. I don't know why.
Yeah, because day 6 is evening going on night, and then day 7 is night again.
Yeah, where it gets to like the Halloween.
Uh-huh.
It's annoying that they got the same levels over and over again, but they did. At least they changed it up a bit. Like the Halloween level was really good.
The first level got used 3 times over.
Yeah.
The second level gets used twice over, and the third level gets used twice over.
But I think isn't it the largest mapped out version of Springfield, or is that the Simpsons game? Did that beat it?
The Simpsons game was literally you could just walk Springfield.
Yeah,
there was nothing stopping you. It was like, well, if you played like the PSP version or the DS version,
yeah, I had the DS version.
Obviously split them up into levels. But if you played the Wii version, sorry, not the Wii version, that was also a level. The 360 version and the PC version, I think, if there was one, they let you just ponder around Springfield like it's nothing.
I know that game got a bad rap. Mind you, I only played the DS version, which was actually pretty good as a platform.
It was EA. I think that's the only reason why.
Oh,
well, I say that the story wasn't as interesting. I liked it, but
yeah, it's like it reminded me a bit of Road Rage because Road Rage wasn't a great game, to be honest.
Yeah, Road Rage was okay. I always liked the PS2 or Xbox version.
Hit and Run borrowed a ton of assets from that game, though, like the Kanginera, the family sedan, Woody's tractor.
Yeah, it was supposed to be. It was actually supposed to be. What's it called? It was actually supposed to be a sequel to Road Rage, and then it got changed. The best thing was like some of the things that they were doing. So when they were developing the game, there's actually like. It's online somewhere.
There's a Did You Know for it. Yeah.
Yeah. Did You Know Gaming when they said, like when they put it to Matt Cronin or whatever it's called. All he did was kick Marge from the house to the Quickie Mart because he wanted to test out the kicking mechanics.
Yeah.
And they really enjoyed doing it, so they kept it. The best thing is there's still that little trick. So where if you want to get unlimited time in whatever it is, police mode or hit and run mode, you just go to Wiggum's backyard and just kick Ralph over.
Yeah, he's just...
And the cops can never get you. They might wreck your car, but they can never get you.
Some of the quips that Ralph comes out with as well.
Yeah. Oh dear. I forget what some of the stuff he says. But... Oh, other than Stranger Days.
Oh, that's when you open the bunker in the back of the Flanders' house.
Oh yeah.
We're waiting for the rapture.
Yeah. Is that you, Lord? Oh god. Oh man, there is other lines in that though. I think there was what was it? Episode level 6. Yeah, well, I think it's level 6. Is it? Yeah, level 6? I don't remember.
One that springs to mind is definitely the Mo in the fireworks one in the second level. It's like, sorry Bart, I can't sell you booze. What about fireworks? Oh yeah, I got some of those.
Oh hell yeah. There you go. I love that. Fireworks, eh? You're looking at 5 life sentences. of community service.
This is bad.
This is bad. This is bad.
You could just drive in a straight line and Wiggum just can't catch you. It's like,
He gets stuck on something, doesn't he?
yeah. It's like, oh.
Oh dear. I love it. Easiest mission in the game, but it was so hard enough.
Yeah, it's like I watched like Liquid stream and he's like does this thing. I'm like, you what? It's out of bounds, huh?
Yeah, wait, that's a thing.
Why are you climbing up that wall?
I've heard about all this out of bounds stuff for level 7. I'm like, how do you do it?
I've tried it. I can't do it. It's so difficult.
I've not even bothered. I just did the run the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, that's what I did.
I use a few new tactics, but yeah, I'm not going to try and do any out of bounds crap. Anyway, PB'd, I was like 1:49.11. I'm bloody taking that. That's a PB and a half.
I don't know what my time was last time I did it. I ran it for a little bit. I think 1:55 was the fastest I ever did.
Was you on console?
I was on PC, but I did a run on Twitch at one point. There's one clip on my stream where I go up to hit the Krusty limo in the Globex car, and I go spinning round and round and round, and the limo freaks out, and it still somehow catches me.
Still somehow goes dink. Got you. There's so many fun moments out of Simpsons Zone. I can't deny.
It's one of those games I'm super glad that I played it as a kid.
It was just one of them games that was well out there. Everybody and the mums was probably playing it when it came out. Everyone was like, I gotta play the Simpsons Zone.
Because everyone's like, it's bad because it's like GTA but Simpsons. So it's a rip-off, so it's bad. But then people play it and they're like, wait, no, it's something completely different. This is his own thing. This is fun.
Yeah, everyone thinks, oh, hang on a minute, because it's the Simpsons and GTA mixed together. Everyone goes, it's good. When you play it for yourself, though, you go, hey, this is actually pretty damn good. I mean, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't say that now because it has aged, but it's still not bad. I personally, I loved it when I was a kid, and I still love it now.
It benefited from the cartoon art style, which made it. When games go a bit cartoony, they don't tend to age too badly.
Plus, the modding scenes boosted it a lot.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
I mean, without modding, let's be honest, that game would probably be dead.
Yeah. It looks like it's the morning in Australia. Everybody's just waking up.
Yeah, morning, fellow Australians. I say fellow Australians, I'm not Australian myself, but morning. Firefox is Australian, I believe.
I'm glad he got up for his Dirt 3 run.
Yeah, and he's coming up right after this. We've got 2 runs actually by Firefox, so you get a double whammy.
Nice. Dirt 3 is my 3rd favourite of the games. I believe it's
his main favourite.
The second one only just pips it. The first one is really good, but the second one, it's the interior that does it for the second one for me. Also,
I always found it more. See, I played Dirt 2 more than 1 for a long time until I played Dirt 1 and put the time in. Like, so with Dirt 2, I don't know how many hours I put into that. I really enjoyed it too. Really enjoyed it. Then Dirt 1 came around, I picked up Dirt 1 after and didn't enjoy it as much, but it's probably because of the fact I played Dirt 1 first. 2 first, sorry. And then decided to do Dirt 1 afterwards. Dirt 3 came out and I really enjoyed it. I actually think I put the most hours into Dirt 3.
Oh yeah, I think I did as well.
I finished Dirt 2 100%, but Dirt 3 took a while to finish 100%. Then again, I hated the Land Rush races with the buggies and stuff.
They were terrible.
The stadium trucks was worse, but not bad. Not bad. I mean, I think, well, Dirt 2 had a trophy truck race, and they took ages.
Yeah, I don't think I completed Dirt 3. That's mainly because I just moved on to other games before. Actually, not from a loss of
I even played all the what do you call it? I even played all the what's it called? All the DLC and everything.
Yeah, I never got the DLC, so I played it on the PC. The best thing about Dirt 2 was the last cutscene where they did the tribute to McRae at the end.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Enjoyed that quite a lot.
Yeah, it would have been nice if like someone did like the. It would be impossible to do the dirt. It would be the last run to be the dirt to like 100%. Then just get the cutscene to end off like the run. The marathon would have been nice, but the 100% takes so long. It was just wouldn't be worth. You'd be doing it like the only run would be just be dirt 2.
Yeah, it's oh god, that was a nice jump. No, just catching up with that jump you did. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I do agree. Like the Dirt 2 video could have been put towards the end of the game, like you said, getting 100%. But at the same time, the fact that they had that McRae challenge, that was
really fun.
all the people that were in it. So obviously they give you the escort. Spoilers for those that don't know, but they give you the Mark II escort that McRae used to drive.
Yeah.
And you go up against some of his friends and family.
Because that was the first game
Jimmy
to
and
come
Alistair.
out.
Yeah, because it was Jimmy and Alistair McRae that were in it. Phil Collins, I don't know if it's Phil Collins, the musician, or somebody else, but Phil Collins was in it. A load of guys from the US, so Ken Block and all joined in.
Yeah. Coming up
I don't think it happened in real life, but there was something that wasn't that far off, which was in Collins' memory.
Yeah.
I could be wrong though.
Just they never cut up to time after this is the last lap. So once I cross, that should be time. It's not actually too far from. Actually, it's fairly far out from PB, mainly because I got confused as to where I was. Right, that should be time.
Good up. Just gotta wait till you cross the line on my end first.
This is kind of a soft body physics game. I would kind of call it that.
There we go. Oh, God. It'd be nice if I'd actually enabled hotkey. There we go. Nice. Well, it was a 1:26:30, I'd say.
That's not too bad.
Split late. I did split late, so it says 1:26:36, but it's a 1:26:30, really.
Yeah, my PB is 1:24:10. Just not bad. Not too far off.
Still underestimate, which is pretty good.
Yeah, if it was the Chile, we'd still be going for another 15 minutes.
Nice. Very nice. Well, on that note, just before we do head off and move on to the next run, I'm going to move things along a bit sharpish, but before I do, have you got any final words at all?
Not particularly, just want to thank you for getting me on the stream, and obviously thank you for everybody at BSG for having us out. Obviously everyone knows someone or have been affected by cancer, so it's obviously nice when people come together and raise money for the cause. Yep.
Nice that it's on a note as well. I mean, touch wood. I've not had anybody infected, but been affected by cancer in some way. But it is, of course, heartbreaking when you find out, regardless of it.
Yeah.
And it's never easy, of course, for anybody to go through that. And of course, as I've mentioned during several of the runs today, that we are raising money for the Dutch Cancer Society. It's getting harder for me to say for some reason that. And the Dutch Cancer Society is a nationwide organisation which is committed to fighting cancer, while aiming for a better cure and a high quality of life for those that are already battling the disease. All of the donations that we receive throughout today's and tomorrow's will go towards the Dutch Cancer Society, whether it be through incentives, bid wars, whatever. It will all go to the Dutch Cancer Society. And on that note, I'll move over to our next run, which, as you can see on the screen, is the Dirt 3 run, which is coming up. I best change that real quick, forget. But yeah, we will be heading over to Dirt 3 now with Firefox from the land down under. Anyway, on that note, thank you very much for... Like I said, my bad. Yeah, we will be doing another another run. We'll get another run going very, very shortly. And yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying McRaeathon 3 so far. We have got a few more runs coming up, so we'll get them sorted very, very shortly, and we'll see you very soon.